Should I carry one in the chamber or not in the chamber? Let's get it, y'all. What is up, YouTube? It is GreatMan47 back on the scene with another video. Hey guys, if this is the first time you have visited my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. Don't be afraid to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. If you are returning to my channel, guys, I appreciate you riding with me on another one. Hey, if you keep supporting me, I'll keep putting out that dope content. Alright guys, and before we get into today's video, I always like to remind folks that gun safety is of utmost priority. And that being said, please do me a favor and make sure that all of your firearms are safe and out of reach of those folks that should not have access to firearms. That way we keep them safe and we also keep everybody around us safe and able to practice our 2A rights and protect ourselves and loved ones. All right, so please keep gun safety at the top of your list. All right, guys, into today's video, I'm going to talk about an age-old question that will probably never disappear or never go away. As long as we continue to grow our 2A community in this country, we're always going to have people asking this question. And that question is, should I or should I not carry around in the chamber when I carry my, my firearm? All right, so in this video, I'm just going to tell you what my personal opinion is, but I always urge people to do their own research, find out what works best for them, weigh all the pros and cons of their situation, and make a decision based off of that. Don't make it based off of me or any other YouTuber. All right, guys, so for me, my primary EDC or everyday carry pistol is a Sauer P229 compact chambered in 9mm. And this pistol is safe, no magazine and nothing in the chamber, as all of my guns on this set were checked before we started filming. But this is my primary carry gun. And I do carry a round in the chamber each and every time I leave the house when I'm concealed carrying. And some people may disagree with that, and there are a lot of different arguments as to why carrying with one in the chamber is good versus bad and all of that. So my personal opinion is we can never predict what is going to happen. All right. So, you know, there are some folks that would say it literally takes you not even a second, a fraction of a second to rack your slide and chamber it. So in order to provide yourself with some additional layer of security or protection, you don't need one in the chamber. My argument or rebuttal to that is, again, we can never predict how quick or how fast we have to address a threat. So that extra quarter of a second or fraction of a second that you have to pull out your, draw your weapon and then chamber it could be the difference between life or death for you or a loved one. So for me, that's not worth the risk. I'm not gonna risk that being the case. Even though that might be a small percent, I'm not risking that. All right. The second thing is, from research, guys, we know that under stressful conditions, your body does not function the same way that it would if you're at the gun range and you're chambering your firearm, or if you're chambering your firearm in your home during a, you know, while you're practicing dry fire. Okay, you're not under stressful situations, and unless you are a person in law enforcement or military, you're not practicing under stressful conditions on a regular basis. So your ability to mitigate that stress is going to be super low. All right. So you want to be able to have that weapon drawn and ready to go as soon as you draw it. Because when you're under stress, the function of this weapon, being able to pull it out and draw it and cycle it may be compromised. You might pull it out, you might start fumbling with it because now you have to chamber it. You might short stroke it, and you might not put a round in the chamber. All sorts of things could happen if you have to do that under stress. All right. And a lot of people say, well, just train. And I absolutely agree with training, but at the same time, you're not training under the stress that you would have under a real situation where there is an attacker or a threat right in front of you. All right, so those are my main reasons for that. All right, I've heard people make the argument that accidental discharges happen as a result of having one chamber. And my answer to that is, in recent years, most guns are very well designed so that you can chamber these weapons. And most of the manufacturers do design weapons so that they're safe, so that you can carry one in the chamber. Police officers carry a lot of the weapons that we carry on the street. And so they need those weapons to be safe with one in the chamber. So these manufacturers are definitely designing these modern pistols to be safe with one in the chamber. All right. So that being said, if you are new to guns and you have not handled guns very much over the years, and you're just not comfortable with it, and you don't feel like you want to carry one in the chamber, my suggestion to you is don't carry one in the chamber, because that level of comfort needs to be there in order for you to effectively be a concealed carry person owner of a pistol. So if you're not comfortable carrying one in the chamber, don't do it. Okay? Also, my suggestion is, even though you're not carrying one in the chamber now, I think you should work toward being comfortable enough to do that, and that just comes with time. So as you go to the range more, as you handle your pistol more, you're going to be more likely to become comfortable carrying one in the chamber. All right? They do make other options out there. This is a striker fired pistol that does not have a manual safety, but you can buy this gun with a manual safety. So if that makes you feel more comfortable, go ahead and do that. Here's another example. Safe and clear is a Smith & Wesson M&P 22 compact, and they make this one in 9mm and a bunch of other flavors as well. But this one has an ambi or two-sided manual safety on it. So if you're buying your first gun and you're not comfortable having a gun that doesn't have a safety on it, buy one that has a safety on it. Some people, they come to me with this question. I tell them, why don't you just make this something that progressively gets better, or that level of comfort gets progressively higher. So for example, you could buy a pistol that has a manual safety on it to start, carry it with the magazine loaded but nothing in the chamber, and now as you get more comfortable, now you rack the slide and you carry one with it in the chamber, but with the manual safety on. So now you got one in the chamber, but you got a manual safety on. And then the next step is, as you get more comfortable, now you keep one in the chamber, but now you got the manual safety off. All right. And then your next purchase might be a gun like a Glock or a SIG or whatever, or a CZ, any of the other brands out there that do not have safeties on them, because now you're comfortable manipulating a striker fire gun that does not have a safety, or a hammer fire gun. Other kinds of options out there. Here is a SIG Sauer P229 Platinum Elite. This is one of SIG Sauer's older models. If you rack this, and this gun is safe, but if you rack the slide on this gun, that hammer comes back. All right? And I have carried this gun for a number of years, and I never carried it like this with the hammer back, because it does not have a manual safety. But it does have a decocker, and that decocker basically moves the pin out of the firing pin out of the way and brings that hammer forward. So now that hammer is forward. I got one in the round, but the hammer is forward. Again, still no manual safety or external safety on the gun. So there's a lot of different options out there that are available for you, especially if you're just getting into guns and you're new to guns. Another important thing that you should do, whether you have a safety or not a safety, or one in the chamber or not in the chamber, is have a good holster. All right. So for example, I use this Codex holster most of the time with my primary carry, which is the SIG 320X compact. And as you can see, the trigger guard is covered by the holster, both front and back. So there's no way that I can accidentally, during the process of drawing the weapon, stick my finger in the trigger guard and press that trigger. you want that that trigger guard to be covered while you have that pistol on you, at all times while it's in the holster. All right. Once in a while, I'll even carry this soft side holster as well, and as you can see, it also covers that trigger as well. All right. Another one that I do is a Gerber holster I have for my 365. As you can see, clearly covers that trigger guard. That is very important that it covers that trigger guard very well. You also want the retention of that holster to be really strong. You don't want it to be able to just fall out. So when you look at things like these soft side, I would say I definitely don't recommend these type of holsters if you are a new gun carrier or gun owner, because they don't have retention to them like these Kydex holsters do. And as you can see, I'm shaking this pretty hard and it's not coming out. I have to be pretty intentional about pulling that out. All right, folks. So a couple of quick things just to recap. Make sure if you are going to carry with one in the chamber that you have a good solid holster that covers the trigger and you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, make sure you work up to that level of comfort so that you can begin to carry one in the chamber, because again, we just don't know what we're going to be presented with. We can't predict that. And again, our functionality in terms of manipulating the gun is going to change drastically when we're under stress. So those again are my opinions when it comes to carrying or not carrying with one in the chamber. Do your own research, do what works for you, and go from there. All right, guys. So that's all I got for you on this one. Do me a favor. Let me know down in that comment section what you do. Do you carry one in the chamber or not? Do you carry with a safety on or not? Some people say I don't even buy guns that have external safeties. There's all kinds of different options out there, and I'm curious to know what you guys are out there doing. And then we'll just kind of go from there. All right, guys. So that's all I got. Like I said, I appreciate you riding on another one with me. And like I always say, if you ain't packing, you're slacking. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.